Welcome back to YouTube channel Chemistry Live UGPG. Today we'll talk about Introduction to Inorganic Chemistry Lecture 3. So I have a simple message for you guys. Please think for innovation, be creative, learn everywhere, anytime and help to learn others. So this is the prerequisite to Introduction to Inorganic Chemistry. So last class we talked about the second group of solutions, that is psi is the function of r into function of x, y and z. So now psi depends both upon the distance from the nucleus r and on the direction in space, that is x, y, z. So now coming to the third group of solution of Schrödinger wave equation. So psi depends upon the distance from the nucleus r as well as the two directions in space, that is function of x and function of r and function of y. So for the group of orbital L equal to 2, that is called d orbital. So when L equal to 2, the allowed m values are -2 to +2. So you have total 5 solutions. So that's why you have a 5d orbital. So these 5 degenerate orbitals for each value of n equal to 3, 4, 5, etc. And a further set of solution occur when L equal to 3, that is called f orbitals. So there are 7 values when L equal to 3. So the allowed m values starting from -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. So these 7 degenerate f orbitals are formed when n equal to 4, 5, 6, etc. So the Schrödinger wave equation can completely solved for hydrogen atom and hydrogen-like atoms with one electron system only. So for many electron systems, only approximate solutions are found out and it becomes complicated. So it is simpler to solve the Schrödinger wave equation if the Cartesian coordinates are converted into polar coordinates, that is r, theta and phi. So here you can see this is the coordinate x, y, z, and this angle is theta and this angle is phi. And this is the from point origin to point A, that is the distance r. So when you convert these Cartesian coordinates into the polar coordinates, the relationships are z equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta sin phi, and x equal to r sin theta into cos phi. And here for each value of n, suppose n equal to 1, 2, 3, the L values will vary from 0 to n-1, and m values will vary from -L to +L. And the spin quantum number ms, that is either +half or -half. So here you can have a better flavor. So when n equal to allowed, that is the principal quantum number, it tells us about the energy of the orbital, and the allowed values are 1, 2, 3, etc. And L, that is the azimuthal quantum number, that tells us shape of orbital, and values are 0 to n-1. And m, that is the magnetic quantum number, so it will tell us about orientation in space, and the allowed values are -L to +L. Similarly, spin quantum number, that is tells us the direction of electron spin, so it can have only +half or -half. So now we come to the atomic orbitals, how they are related to these n, L, m values. So the principal quantum number n equal to 1, the L value is 0, and the allowed m value is also 0. So the symbol is 1s orbital. Similarly, n equal to 2, so L can have two values, 0 and 1. Similarly, m value can be 0 and m values -1, 0, +1. So it represents two things. So this becomes 2s orbital and this becomes 2p orbital. So you have only one 2s orbital, and based upon the m values -1, 0, +1, you have three types of 2p orbital. Similarly, you can have n equal to 3 and 4 different orbitals you can see. So the solution of a wave function in polar coordinates becomes psi equal to rr theta theta into phi phi. So rr is the function depends upon n and l, theta theta function which depends upon ml values, and phi phi is the function that depends upon only m. So you can have the spherical shape 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s orbital. Similarly px orbital, py orbital and pz orbital. So as you can see, you can have a better flavor here. The s orbital, it looks spherical. So m value for s orbital is 0. And there is only one possible orientation in space for each value of n. So that's why it is spherical in nature. When we talk about L equal to 1, p orbital, so that is a dumbbell shape. So here m values can be -1, 0, +1. So there are 3 distinct types. So these are degenerate and identical in energy, shape and size, only differing in spatial orientation or direction. So now let's discuss the shape of d orbitals. That is, this is dxy, dyz and dzx orbital, where their lobes are in between these axes, and for that is called the T2g set of orbital. When we talk about EG orbital, that becomes dx square minus y square and 3 dz square orbital, where their lobe lies along the axis. So this is the difference. So psi is the wave function or orbital, and if you have psi square, no sign, only lobes. So here you can see the better clarity of the shape of d orbitals. So dxy, dyz and dzx, their lobes in between the two axes, and dx square minus y square and dz square, their lobes are along the axis. And for f orbital, it is having more complicated structure that we have already seen. So basically these n, l, m quantum numbers are required to describe an orbital. So this leads to the Pauli's exclusion principle. So what the principle says, Pauli's exclusion principle, no two electron in an atom can have 4 quantum numbers identical. So that means they will differ in their 4th quantum number, either spin value plus half or minus half. And the maximum number of electrons in an orbital is 2. Then another scientist, Aufbau, he gave another principle called Aufbau's principle, or building up of elements. So the electrons, what Aufbau principle says, the electrons are arranged in the increasing order of their energies. Or you can say the orbital with lower energy will be filled up first. So these are the different orbitals: 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 4p, 3d, 5s, 5p, etc. So here you can see pictorially, no two electron in an atom can have 4 quantum numbers identical. So basically they will differ in their 4th quantum number, either they will have plus half or minus half. Similarly, you can see here the Aufbau's principle pictorially. So how the different orbitals are arranged in the increasing order of their energies. So basically the concept is the orbital with lower energy will be filled up first, and that is based upon the n plus L rule. So suppose we take example 4s and 3d. So 4s orbital n equal to 4, L equal to 0. So n plus L value is 4. And for 3d, n equal to 3 and L equal to 2. So n plus L is 5. So here, which n plus L value is higher, so that will be having higher energy. So 3D here will be of a higher energy. Similarly, if we take another example, 2s and 2p. For 2s orbital n equal to 2, s orbital L0, so n plus L value is 2. For 2p n equal to 2 and p orbital L equal to 1, so n plus L 3. So higher n plus L value, so higher energy. So 2p having higher energy. So now I would like to acknowledge the notebook LLM for making some slides from my notes for better understanding of the students. So please subscribe to our channel Chemistry Live UGPG. This is the channel for class 11th and 12th students, Foundation Chemistry AV. So this is a simple step towards e-learning, making life better. Thank you all for learning.